Well, hello there and welcome back. You've got Darren Little here with the Success Vortex, where positivity meets. And guys, what I want to really do today is I want to share with you some breakthroughs, some personal breakthroughs, some stories of people that have literally gone from rags to riches and completely and totally transformed every single area of their life. Now, you could be in a position right now in your life where you really want to just change your life. Maybe you're stuck, you're in between careers, maybe you're underpaid at your job right now, and you're really looking for that gateway. You're looking for a way out. You're looking for freedom. You're looking for a way to completely and totally transform every single area of your life. It doesn't matter what it is, guys. You know what? It could be health and fitness. It could be spiritual, emotional, family, relationships. Maybe your marriage is not going well. Maybe your communication is broken down. Maybe the communication with your children isn't quite working. Maybe you're being underpaid right now. Maybe you're providing so much value to your corporation, but they're the one that's making all the money from your efforts, right? You could be a person that's maybe in an in-between career situation where you've been downsized, cut back, laid off, pink slip, and you just don't know what to do. And you don't feel like you're really fully stepped into your personal power. Maybe you've dropped in your confidence and your self-esteem because you're not making the type of money. Maybe your home's in foreclosure. Maybe your credit cards are so far in debt that it's taking you down that rabbit hole. And so many people are going through that, guys. We're going through a massive shift in the economy, corporate downsizing, layoffs, cutbacks. People are literally in a position right now that they've never, ever seen themselves ever before their entire life. In fact, a lot of families are living off their credit cards, buying groceries and paying interest just to survive. Now, guys, today I've got an amazing story for you because this is a story of complete transformation. And I really mean that. I would encourage you right now to pull out a pen and paper and really get into a quiet zone where you can take some notes here. Because the story that you're about to hear, this is a story that is so many people could be in, a situation where you've completely lost all hope to the point where you're actually homeless. You're living on the couch of a friend's house because you don't even have enough money to pay for rent to have your own place. This is a story of a person that went through subconscious mind tapping, completely tapped into their personal power, turned their life around in record time, and has now gone on within a 6-month period of time. When he first started, he had a $20,000 month within a 6-month period of time. This is coming from somebody that was living on the couch of a friend's house. So it's my great pleasure today. I want to introduce you to Stephen Munson, who is actually based out of Hawaii, but right now he's in Florida. Stephen, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Darren. Appreciate you having me.
You know, Stephen, you have just such an amazing story of inspiration. You know, this is a story that I really, truly believe is going to inspire so many people around the world. It's going to give people true hope to know that it doesn't matter how far down the rabbit hole that you are. It doesn't matter how bad that your life is, that there really is hope. And I want you to, maybe just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself. Where were you at in your life prior to going through subconscious mind tapping and having your personal breakthrough?
Great. I think it's important that everyone, as you listen to me, realizes this isn't necessarily about me. And this is about you. This is about the place that you're in. This is about the shift or the transition you're looking to make. Because right when I met Darren, I was in a place that I thought I was advancing, and I was kind of in an ego spot, and I was cocky because I had been through so much, and I started to make a little bit of a shift where I was coming out of a very tough place, and I was just where I was like feeling and sensing I'm about to do something here, but I was cocky. I was full of pride, and I was angry. I was frustrated. I was poor and homeless, and I was struggling. When he just mentioned everything about, homelessness, hopelessness, those were the words that describe my life. I had spent 16 years since I was right about 16 years old using drugs and alcohol, and not just using, where it was the primary part of my life, partying. And that was just because it was a limiting belief that I'd carried on for so long. We'll get into that later. But, poverty, a poverty mindset, poor in my intentions of what I wanted to do to help other people. And I had been through so many tragedies, losing my grandfather in a plane crash, losing my brother to drug overdoses, losing 14 friends in my 20s to tragedies that were my age, but I still kept using drugs. I still wanted to party. I still wanted to be significant because I thought that I was not enough. I am not enough. So I had to use, I had to drink, I had to party to be enough so people would accept who I was. Even my strategy with Facebook marketing, it's pathetic. If you go look about 3 years back, I am like, one of my mentors said it best. He goes, Stephen, you market on Facebook like a 13-year-old in distress. And I was like, wow, that kind of hurt, and I was like, what do you mean? He goes, it's just this emotional high and low. If you think you're doing good, you brag about it. And when you're doing bad, you proclaim it to everybody. And nobody really resonates and connects to that. And I looked deep within. I said, wow, you are right. And this was about me being significant, me feeling that I am not enough and holding on to the limiting beliefs I had in my life. Long run of addiction. And I'm talking serious, not just dabbling, where it was basically the consumption of my life. Whether I was addicted to pain pills or Xanax or drinking or cocaine, I did it all. And it wasn't like I was just doing it, having a great time. I was in destruction mode. I had already lost everything because of it. I was sleeping on couches, riding in Greyhound buses. I was just doing whatever I could to get by. And I remember just this moment of my life, I said, I just want to be happy. I really just want to be happy. And what is it going to take to get there? So I went on a journey, probably the same journey that you're on right now. This journey of self-discovery, this journey of I want to do more in life. I want to be able to help people. I want to make an impact. I want to be able to travel. I want to spend time with my family. I want to get out of debt. I don't want to owe people money. I don't want to feel shame and guilt and regret when I woke up. I don't want to hold resentment. I don't want to feel like people are doing me wrong. Because that was my whole life. That was my life story. And when I met Darren, and I know we'll get into this, I made a shift. And the shift, it happened, it was like, boom, so fast that I was like, wow. I remember texting him the night that I made the shift. And we'll get into that in a moment. And I was like, this experience I just had. But before all this great things happened, my life wasn't just crumbling. It was a complete disaster. But where I sit right now, I know that it was all self-inflicted. It was all chaos that was self-inflicted. I'm in Cocoa Beach right now, and it doesn't, my place isn't all set up because I'm traveling. I'm actually very grateful that I have a place in Hawaii. I'm traveling all around, and I'm here to spend time with family. I'm here to launch a business. I'm here to just be fulfilled and happy in my life. And I think if you're listening to this right now, I want to let you know in just the next few minutes how I did this, what the shift that took place, because I really do believe in my heart that every single person, no matter how old you are, if you're in college, if you're just graduating high school, if you didn't go to high school, if you're in corporate America, or if you're a senior citizen and you're just struggling to find your new path, I believe that anybody can do this by applying these simple principles to your life. And it's fun. It's exciting. And then how much it's made an impact in my life, where when I met Darren, I thought I needed money. I really thought I need to get some money. I was angry with him. Darren, you don't understand, man. You don't realize it. You just don't get it. And I was angry. I was bitter. I was rude about it because I thought, well, who is this guy telling me like he has everything? I don't. And it's almost like I wanted to to blame him. I wanted to blame the guy that was helping me because he had a system or a solution and I wasn't quite there. So I thought, well, you don't get it. You're on the other side of it and I'm over here. What do you know? And I'll turn it back over to you, Darren. I think that's where we really started. And he said, hey, here you go.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this, Stephen. I know that, there's a lot of people out there that are in a similar type of situation. They're kind of stuck. They're in quicksand. They're sinking. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn. They don't know who to believe or who to trust.
Yeah.
What interested you the most when you heard about subconscious mind tapping that made you actually want to go through it, that said, you know what, I'm doing this, I'm taking action, and I'm going to change my life right now?
Well, I probably, like most people, I kept hearing things, the word subconscious alone. I heard what the word was, but it was like, oh, this is this scientific, you have to have a degree from Harvard to understand what the subconscious even is. And so first the word subconscious drew me in, like, what is going on there? And I think as you go through this process, once you actually engage in what we're talking about, you'll realize the difference between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. But I was really interested in what Darren was doing because I knew that he was helping people. And see, I believe deep down inside of all of us, especially if we're struggling, we want to help people. And we don't realize maybe we need to help ourselves first. But that idea of, well, this he seems like he's happy and he seems like he's got this flexibility in life. He's able to travel wherever he wants, whenever he wants, but he's helping people while he's doing it. And that would be great. How could I actually get that in my life? How could I help people be able to travel, be able to earn money, all within one, where I didn't have to separate business from life, where I could put it together. And I started to see that as a thing that really interests me. How could I make an impact? How can I help people by, just following my heart? And I believe that, Darren, you had a solution for that. You had a opportunity. You had the carrot. It was like, okay, it's there. He's living it. He's already got the proven track record. I see he's doing it on a regular basis. He's telling me, well, here's some sort of solution to do this. And it did take a little bit of faith, because I'll be honest, I was skeptical. I was skeptical because I didn't even understand what the word subconscious meant. A. B, I was in a tough place because everything wasn't working. When I put my money into a program or I bought a software, I went to an event, it didn't pan out. When I had a mentor doing well, the mentor, or the male or female, doing real well, I don't get the results. So as I'm buying things and I'm going through product and product, event to event, mentor to mentor, I felt discouraged, like you may right now. But I knew I was like frustrated beyond belief. And I was I'm going to do this one more time. And I gave it a shot. And I'm really grateful that I did. I'm really grateful that I did.
Wow. So let me ask you this, Steve. When you started going through the training and you started hearing things like, quantum physics and the human condition and, the subconscious mind and how our thoughts, words, and emotions create our reality and the equation for manifestation, what started happening in your mind, in your body, in your vision when you started to get into these concepts? What happened? Did anything happen in your body, in your vibration, in your thought process? What started going through your mind as you were going through subconscious mind tapping, listening to these concepts?
Well, as you just say that, I'm telling you, like, my whole body is completely like chills. Like I just went to the Arctic. My whole body was chills, even in my brain, like the activation. Our brains, our bodies are made of millions of cells, and everything within us activates like that. Now, because I have went through this process over and over, and I'll share something that Darren suggested that I went and did over and over and over. But to be honest with you, when I first heard about all this, it was like, oh no, is this like, like a cult or a voodoo thing? Or is there something like, is this something I have to change my whole, beliefs, my personal beliefs? So it's like maybe a little bit of fear and resistance because we don't even understand the words. But when I gave it a chance, when I said, okay, I don't know everything. I need to really start trusting people. I need to trust people again. So I made it, I'm going to be able to trust people. I believe in people. I'm going to take chances with people that I meet, and I'm going to invest in myself. So this was an investment in myself. When I made this investment in myself, the very first exercise that I went through, I want to be transparent. I had no idea, no clue, the amount of pain I had been trapping inside of my body that I was holding on to. Regret, shame, and guilt. Just masses of built up my whole life. And then resentment. Resentment is very dangerous, where I'm saying to someone, maybe like I did to Darren, you don't get it. It's your fault that I'm not doing good. You caused this in my life. Or me saying, I'm really shameful of what I did, even if I did it years ago and I already dealt with it. I thought consciously, but I hadn't dealt with it subconsciously. That night, I went on this unbelievable experience. I started crying. I was tears just pouring out, just talking out loud, like forgiving myself, surrendering this experience. I was crying like I was just like someone had just, I just lost the most important thing in my life right in front of me, like just bawling. And I don't know if it lasted 20 minutes or hour. It could have been all that. I don't know. But I remember after that happened, it was like this full rinsing of guilt and shame and pain, forgiveness of myself. I went outside and the trees looked different. The grass felt different. All of a sudden it was like I was this born again hippie, where everything seemed different. My sensories were different. Like the water was different. The grass that I stand on was different. The wind blowing was different. My body, my physiology was different. Everything about me. And I started to recognize over this period, over this transitional phase, that there was different chemicals or something I was releasing in my body, because all of a sudden I was taking ownership of my own reality. I was owning what was happening. And because of that, the cool part is this: you get to let go of the crap and you get to bring in abundance. And I'm talking about bringing in tremendous amounts of abundance into my life, just attracting it. Everywhere I go now, I'm able to attract abundance into my life rapidly. I surround myself with abundance. And I'm not saying that nothing is going to happen to you. I'm saying that you're going to be able to create this field around you of protection, of favor, of blessings, of abundance that flows into you. And it feels supernatural, almost like I've had people pass away that were my age, 34 years old, die from cancer, best friend, die in front of me in the hospital. The most horrendous thing, tragedy. I'm telling you what, because of what I had went through, how I had trained my body, I was feeling peace. Because I knew that he had been able to come to a place of peace and forgiveness of himself. He doesn't want me to be resentful or mad at the doctors or anything. It was this peaceful feeling. That only happens because we take control of our minds, of our bodies. We protect our mind. We don't let society say, you have to do this, be fearful of this. Well, there's going to be a bigger crash in the economy. There's going to be a major earthquake. The financial dollar is going to collapse. All these things are happening right now around us. But what's happening in your mind, in your heart, in your space is because of the reality that you are creating. And I'm telling you, this process has totally shifted my life. Not just a little bit. We wouldn't even have time in this to go through each thing that's happened. But it's been a miracle for me, because after living this life that I thought that I was really good at stuff. I thought I was, successful in my own right, but I wasn't. I was miserable. I was bummed out. I was living a lie. And that lie changed to this complete shift into an abundant reality. And it happened through that process. These words, these buzzwords, they're important to know and understand. And I got to say this, Darren, I believe that what you're providing to people is very important to simplify something that can seem scary or complex, where I was just all of a sudden like, here you go, like boom. And I'm just applying this. I didn't have to research anything else. I didn't have to go and study anything. All I did is take it in, apply it, and live it. And here I am. So yeah, it's been a great experience.
Fantastic. So let me ask you this, Stephen, like, how did the ease of going through this product compare to, other, books or audios or seminars that you've gone through in the past? Was it easy to take in the message and digest and for you to understand and then apply it into your life?
It's easy and it's actually addictive. And I'll tell you why, in a good way, because it is you. It's you. You're actually studying you for the first time. And you're studying you in a way that you understand your true self, who's inside, the person that you really want to come out. It's when have you ever heard the saying, let your light shine? That's what happens. So your light that might be dimmed by your situation. Me, I was homeless, hopeless, addiction, trauma, you name it. So those were my situations. And on the inside, my true self was screaming, let me out, let go of all this. I want to see the light. I want to talk to people in my true nature. So it was like me finally learning myself. Once you give that a chance, the hunger inside of you to go after this is like nothing else. See, I had spent thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in 10 years on products that I wanted to use to make money, products that I wanted to use for personal development, products that I wanted to use to just have this better life, right? Have you been there before? And I buy these products and I go through them and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is kind of boring. Like, I don't even know if I want to do this. I don't feel this connection to it. But somebody else is getting results and they showed me that it's working, but it wasn't a connection. See, we always connect to ourselves, right? You're always connecting to yourself. So this is a way, and I'm telling you, I assure you, if you'll break down the limitation of thought, saying, well, I don't know if this will work. Maybe I can't afford this. Maybe maybe this won't work for me. This will work for anybody. If it worked in my situation, it will work in your situation. And if you'll break down that limiting belief and you just look at it, give yourself a chance to hear the message, to see it with your eyes, to see it with your heart, something will happen inside of you. And it's going to happen immediately if you allow it. It'll be like, boom, I like this. Something inside of you. I like this. I want to know more. What is this about? Because that's our true self. That's who we really are on the inside. And that person, your inner child, your true self, your real identity, that's all that you need to connect with. See, you don't need to connect with Darren. You don't need to connect with your husband or wife or child or daughter. What you need to do is connect with yourself. And then the relationship with Darren will just blossom. The relationship with your husband or wife will go through the roof. Your relationship with your kids and your employer and the people that you're helping, they will see the real you that you've been hiding. Everybody loves that person. Everyone believes in that person. But until you have the chance to connect with that yourself, you're sheltering it. So it's honestly, Darren, this is the most important process that anybody can go through, because if you don't have the opportunity to do this, you're going to be like myself. I worked really, really hard my entire life. 100 hours of work, 100-hour weeks, no big deal. Multiple jobs, no big deal. A business and a job, business and 2 jobs, college and a job. I did all that. I worked so hard and I had nothing. Why? Because I didn't work hard on myself. And I believe that this is a fun and simple way to work hard on ourselves. And it's the only job that actually matters.
Fantastic. So let me ask you this. When you went to apply this information from subconscious mind tapping, give us a little snapshot of what areas of your life actually started to literally go through metamorphosis and transform. And did it work? Did it work fast? Was it a slow process? Give us an idea of what that looked like when you started into the training and that little timeline of how things started to just totally unfold and transform in your whole reality.
Well, I was a little worried about this because I had heard so many mentors and people say, and they were, I mean, these are the top people in the world. It takes 5 years to get from where you are to what you want. 5 years, gosh, I don't know if I have this much time, like that theory we have. But I did it. I wrote down what I wanted in 1 month and 6 months and 1 year and 3 years and 5 years. Now, not everything that I wanted in 5 years I have right now. And there's a reason for that. I didn't really need those in my life. I just wanted them when I was in a tough place. The things that I needed that were going to serve me, that actually started to lift me up, happened extremely fast. On a health, fitness level, like I made a huge shift. Now, I was already somebody who was wanting to be healthy and I was focused on my health, but it was just that whole same thing again. I was working hard and I wasn't getting the results. You see, I started to see within, write this down. I got faster and calmer. Faster and calmer. See, we don't understand that. We think fast is busy, rushing around. Not me. It was like fast and calm, where I felt calm on the inside, but I was creating rapid results. I was growing. I was getting stronger. I was seeing a physical transformation in my body where I could see it, but I was also experiencing on the inside, like this spiritual shift where I was feeling just, wow, like kind of like do. So before the money came, and it did started to come rapidly, the health came. And there was like this shift, like where I was walking around the park and I was no longer wanting to tell someone like Darren, hey, this is your fault. I don't have any money. It was like, wow, I feel really good today. I'm really grateful for what I have. I'm really grateful that I have another day in the sun. And it's like, wow, how could I be ungrateful? I'm in Hawaii. But see, before this, I was ungrateful because my friends had done me wrong. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any friends there. I was still kind of fiending for the drugs. So I didn't have the opportunity to say, oh, I am grateful to live here. I am happy with what's going on in my life. I do feel healthy. I do feel invigorated. So I had this big shift with my health. It's a physical shift. And then financially, it was like, I mean, it is like, wow, I'm still to this moment. It's like in shock. I just made a Facebook post and I hadn't talked to Darren in a couple of weeks. I just made a Facebook post. He had no idea 3-4 days ago because I've been on this little bit of an epic journey that I started. And I'm thinking during this, how is all this happening? And I was like, I got to give Darren it wasn't even, I'll tell you honest, this wasn't for Darren. Darren doesn't need me to tell him, hey, Darren, great job by helping change my life. This is for everybody else. People that read my stuff who are saying, maybe like you were saying today, I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to accomplish this. I wanted them to see that when I began this journey, I was in a tough place. And I made this drastic shift. And just 3 days ago, I wrote this and I was like, I'm like sitting there like, wow, what did I accomplish financially? And trust me, I don't even like to get into money because because money was so important to me. And then when I started earning money, I was like, oh, I don't care about this. I earned $50,000 in the first company I was with. And I did, like Darren said, the $20,000 came fast. As I got to about $40,000, I'll be honest with you, I lost interest in that company. And I just started, the money kept coming in, but I went for something else. And I went to another organization as I was looking and trying to find what I really wanted to do in my life. I started to see financial results and I was helping people. So it was like the same time, helping people, making money, helping people, making money. And I was earning residual income. The money still to this day, this very day, the money still comes to me, residual income. Every week I get paid and I'm like, wow, I just got paid again. What I did with the money was the most important part because I earned over 6 figures doing this, over $100,000 by just applying work. I'm telling you, I actually worked less on the business than I used to. I worked much, not a little bit less, much less. I'm not saying you don't have to work hard because I believe that hard work on yourself, you'll learn your message. You'll tell your story the right way. You'll connect with people the right way and people will follow you. They'll want to do what you do. They'll want to be part of what you're part of. It used to be go to the factory, get a job. Then it was go to college, get a degree, graduate. Right now, where you are today, right in this moment, this is important. People are buying people's stories. People are buying what they believe in. So if somebody says something and they believe in it, they want to do whatever that person's doing. So I started to be able to just be honest, vulnerable, transparent, and people started to connect with me. Money started to flow in. I took all of this money, all of it, and I put it into my true life's calling. I started this is what the biggest shift for me was, is during this process, I finally figured out what I wanted to do in my life. I finally discovered what my life is all about. Why am I here? Why are you here? You see, if you're pondering that question and you're focused on the money, or maybe you just need a place to live. Maybe your health is struggling. Maybe your relationship is struggling. Maybe you are getting paid less than you're working really hard and you're getting paid less than you deserve. All of those don't really mean that much to you. Your true purpose in life, what you're designed for, that's what means the most to you. You see, the health shift, that was great. The financial shift, that was great. But the shift in purpose and destiny was the shift for me. See, I'm forever grateful to Darren because of that. Because he was saying, Stephen, look, I didn't do this to you. You need to change this. And I go, no, Darren, you don't get it. You don't get it, Darren. No, Stephen, I do. You need to do this. I'm like, okay, fine. Who's this guy? I did it. And I did it over and over and over. And as a result, everything changed. I'm as happy as I've ever been. I'm as healthy as I've ever been. I'm as wealthy as I've ever been. I'm more inspired. I'm moved. I have momentum and I'm on my path. I know my destiny. Each day I'm able to wake up in my destiny, making a step further to opening up doors for people, helping people, making money. And it's like, that is where this is the true place in my life. And that's why I love what we're doing here. That's why I know that you got to do this. You have to find your message. You have to find your meaning. You have to find your purpose and destiny. Everything else that you want is going to come flying in. The money, the health, the wealth, the relationships, that comes with working hard on ourselves.
Absolutely. Guys, you know what? This is such a, for me, okay, because I will be honest with you guys. If you're watching this by far is one of the most inspiring and transformational result stories from my training, okay? From somebody being as low down as they could get, right? Living on somebody else's couch and being angry at the world, feeling hopeless, having no money to do really anything to move forward. And here's what was really cool, Stephen. Here's what was really cool, and I will tell you this. Stephen said to me, Darren, if you give me the steps, I will do them. I will do them over and over and over. You tell me what to do. You give me the formula. Can you help me become a millionaire? That's all I want to know. I said, absolutely, Stephen, I can. You do these steps, you commit to this process, and I'm telling you, every aspect of your life will change. And he didn't just do it once. He did it multiple times. When we're talking about, Dr. Poulos, who was one of my mentors, Dr. Poulos has this one thing called deep trance identification. And he wouldn't listen to it once a day. He was listening to it 3 times per day, right? I mean, it was like he went all in, all into this process to be able to turn his life around. And this is something, guys, I'm telling you, that if you trust the process, if you just trust this process, this is what helped me become a millionaire at 35. This is what helped me make multiple millions. My best year in business is almost $4 million, and it all gets back to this formula, guys. It all gets back to this formula. So in closing, Stephen, what I want to ask you is this. Is this a product? Is this a process that you would recommend for people to go through?
I mean, I guess I think that's clear to everybody, because it is funny that you say that about the Dr. Lee Poulos. As I was looking in my iTunes the other day, that is actually, if you can show how many times you viewed a song or anything that you have in there, it was the most viewed of all times, over 600 and something times that I listened to this. Now that might seem like, what? But see, I would just say, forget it. I'm going to listen to it when I go to sleep. I didn't just make one vision board. I made a vision board and a new vision board and a new vision board, because it's like my vision changed. My feelings changed. Or you want to know what? It just gave me inspiration. It gave me hope. I knew I could get a white little board and then I could get magazines, and I started looking through them like, yeah, cool. That'd be great to have, because I knew by listening to the training that if I just saw those things, whether it was a car or a house or helping somebody, if I saw that and I was happy about it before I had it, it would come into my life. Now, that's what they said, but that's what's real. That's what really happens. I got to share a quick story. Today, I wake up and there's a missing child report. Very dear. One of my best friends, their child's missing, 11 years old, had been missing for 24 hours. Everyone's panicking on Facebook. I walk outside. I'm right in downtown Cocoa Beach. There's helicopters, there's police, there's everything. News reporters. I'm like, this is not good. During that moment, everyone is in a fear state, worried. What could be going wrong? Where could he be? I said, we got to do a call. I got a call together. I don't know. There's over 100 people that ended up jumping on this call. We did it at 12 o'clock noon. We went through a visualization process where we actually visualized. We visualized first the boy being scared, and then us showing up in the reality. Hey, we're there. We're here with you, and actually helping take him home. And then we saw everybody in the home laughing, full of joy, reunited. We said a prayer, we united together, and we all visualized this. Now, fascinating enough, the call ended at 12:15. At 12:20, he was found. Of course, he's alive. He's happy. Now, it might just be that you say that that's a coincidence. I'll tell you what I think. I believe that the focused power, the focused intentions of the outcome is the reason that it came together. It wasn't just us. Everyone who had the good thoughts, everyone who put in the positive vibes and vibrations, we all wanted a particular outcome. This is something that you must do, not just maybe I should consider it, because look what happens in someone's life. To go from struggling in every sense of the word, poverty in every sense of the word, to complete abundance, to creating a reality, to living my life's purpose. That is what it's all about. And we create our own realities. I had the opportunity when I first met Darren to say, you know what? He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand what I'm going through. He has everything. Or I just said, okay, I surrender is what I did. I'm going to do this one more thing. And I'm telling you right now, I had just brought a product the month before that. It was $1,500. And that was my this is the last thing I'm ever going to do. I'm telling you, that was the last thing I'm ever going to do. And that's why when I got to Darren, I was actually mad. If I wanted to take in that leap of faith and I wanted to follow my heart, because my subconscious mind knew that this was right for me, that I said, forget it. I surrender. I'm going to do this. My life's changed forever. So Darren, beyond, you must get this if you're watching this. You got to, wherever you can begin. However you got to get started. But I even remember asking, hey, Darren, this is how selfish I was. Would you pay for me if you believe in this so much? I asked him an email and on Skype. He said no, and I'll tell you why. I don't do that, because if I did that, that's going to disvalue what you're going to get out of this. And I wanted to share today that Darren seriously, I am so grateful that you said that to me, because that has shifted my life so much that when someone comes to me, like you're giving to everybody today, I'll give you the steps, but you got to do it, because if you don't do it, you won't get the results. One of my favorite sayings of all time, if you don't pay, you don't pay attention. And when I first heard that, it was like, what? Because I knew that the things that I got for free, they didn't mean that much. But when I paid and I locked in and I took it serious and I did the hard work, I got the results. And that's might be where you're at today. So don't make excuses. Don't second guess this. Don't think that you could do this down the road, because it's going to come back to you and you're going to want to do it anyhow. The subconscious mind is so powerful. You have the ability to let go of everything that you've dealt with in your life, recreate your reality, and tap into an abundant life that all of us deeply deserve. And I believe that this is an opportunity for you to do that. So Darren, thank you very much. Appreciate everything. I'm just grateful to be part of this.
Fantastic. First of all, Stephen, I want to let you know, man, that I'm so proud of you for, breaking through your fears, for taking ownership for where you're at and stepping into your power and totally changing every aspect of your life, because you're now in a position as a leader to really influence people in the masses. So really congratulations on that. Guys, if you're watching this for the very first time, and you've never heard about the subconscious mind, you've never heard about quantum physics, you've never heard these concepts and ideas, here's what I will tell you. Once you throw your hat over the wall, once you click that link below and say, you know what, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to do this, you will literally never, ever look back. And once you apply this formula, guys, and I don't say this lightly, I do not say this lightly, once you apply these formulas into your life, you will never, ever have to worry about money again. And that's really true, right? But you've got to take responsibility. You got to take responsibility where you're at and where you're going to go. You got to take responsibility for your thoughts, your words, and your emotions, and realize that you can change your life for the better. Click the link below. Take action. My name is Darren Little from the Success Vortex, where positivity meets, and I look forward to meeting you in person one day. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.